This is Six Flags New Orleans, which is a sad and depressing place to look at. Um, this park was just never meant to be. It started as Jazzland back in 2000, and this was a fun amusement park that opened for the park, and it just never worked. And this was just, they had a couple roller coasters that they got Mega Zeph, Jester, um, a Batman the Ride clone, which came later, and a Wild Mouse. They were able to salvage a couple of rides, which was, um, those were Batman, the Drop Tower, and a kiddie coaster. Everything else stayed right where it was. I highly encourage you not to break into this place. There is security everywhere. The whole place has not been touched in roughly 17 years. Everything is vandalized, everything's overgrown, and the place is just, it's sad to look at. Like, who would want to look at this? It's just a sad reminder of what the city of New Orleans and what they had to endure from Hurricane Katrina. This is a really sad thing that happened, and this is just really sad just to look at in general. I wasn't alive back then, but still, this doesn't look good at all. It's just not good. The reason they don't want you to break into this place is because the area by Megazeth is still underwater, and that's where gators usually hang out, and most people don't know that, and they don't want people getting hurt. And Jester, which was an arrow looper, so an arrow corkscrew, and this thing is like covered in trees, and we've all seen people, we've all saw videos of people breaking into Six Flags New Orleans, and horrible things happening. They get the cops called on them, and all this stuff happens. So I highly encourage you, do not break in. You will get caught and fined for trespassing. Do not break in. And the whole park was flooded. Six Flags tried to fix it as much as they could, but more than a year later, they couldn't do anything, and they declared it as a total loss. Six Flags gave up on the property in 2006, and then this belongs to the IDB of New Orleans. So there's been countless things they've said that they're gonna turn it into a new amusement park with shopping malls, or even turn it into a giant shopping center, but none of those have helped. None of that has happened, so they don't know what they're gonna do with it. So that's just a bad thing. Their Batman ride was moved as Goliath to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. Their Drop Tower was moved. I'm not exactly sure, but everything else stayed right where it was. And usually when you live near a park, it can be a perk. You can get your house value can go up higher, and usually you're really close, so you don't have to travel that far away. But when it looks like this, it makes it lower, and this just reminds the city of New Orleans what they went through. It's locked in time. Nothing here has changed in over 16 to 17, 18 years. And it's just a reminder that this is just here. And it's really sad that people had to endure this. And this is just really crazy. I mean, here is the original flood. This was the video that was taken when the flood happened. I mean, look at this, because this was probably probably 10 feet, because half the boomerangs underwater. Batman, you can't even see the footers, and that's really scary. Batman was 109 feet, is 109 feet tall, and it looks to be about 80 feet. None of it was actually underwater except supports, so that's why they were able to salvage this. everything else stayed the exact same. Megazeth, which was a wood coaster, obviously was going to be there. It was just, you can't really move wood that easily. And Megazeth, people didn't like it. Sky Coaster, they just couldn't move. They were trying to get what they could move, really. So that is Six Flags New Orleans. Do not break into this place. You will get charged for trespassing. Do not break into it. As much as you want, do not. That Sorry that this was a really sad video.